and gentlemen, this is Aubrey with Simply Spiritual. I know it's been a while since I've done a video, but I decided I would go ahead and put out this video in hopes that this can enlighten people about what I see coming up for 2022. Now, a lot has happened since I put out my last video. Too much to go over right now, but recently moved to Florida. I'm actually really happy about that. I made an amazing decision. So I'm definitely in this like new space energetically, which is great. And I've just been pulling so much insight throughout this last year. And I've been kind of more focusing on my social media accounts and, you know, kind of doing live predictions and things like that. Usually that's actually where I focus. So if you are on social media, check me out on Instagram at It's Your Universe or Facebook. There's been a lot of growth in those areas too, which is exciting. And I do actually plan on rebranding this channel, mostly because I need to keep everything on the It's Your Universe umbrella, because that is my thing. It's your universe. So I'm going to basically create a new account. I'm going to put this in the new account too when I get that set up, and basically start from It's Your Universe. So just make sure that when I have my new channel set up to please give me a follow, like, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. So, okay, here we go. Yeah, so, you know, the predictions that I put out last year, in case you weren't following or you're now just tuning in, a lot of them came true, yet there's still so much more to come. So, you know, the whole concept of time is not linear. So I will pull certain informations, basically, coming from all which directions. And the thing is with timelines, again, it doesn't stay in just one timeline. Timelines happen to branch out. So, you know, things that I could have been picking up on for 2021, for example, probably won't happen until 2024. It really just, there's many different variables that are at play. It's almost kind of like if one thing doesn't turn out the way it's supposed to, there will be a timeline shift. So that's why you can never really pinpoint the future with 100% accuracy, just FYI. So if you're a skeptic or whatever, when it comes to psychics, you know, that's fine and all, but like, if you're a skeptic, science does play a role into psychic predictions. Just throwing that out there. Anyway, like I said, most of my predictions have already come true already, and there's yet to be seen. 2022 is definitely going to be a very explosive year, a very huge catalyst that's basically going to shape the future of humanity. So whereas 2020 was kind of like that opening of the door and basically kind of introducing what needs to basically change, you know, 2021 was a little quieter in the sense of like, it just really opened our eyes to a lot of things. And I think that that's actually when this whole movement of awakening really started to take off, as I predicted in 2020. At the beginning of this, I was like, great awakening, everybody. Everybody's gonna be waking up, just watch, like this is gonna change so much. And this was at the peak of the pandemic, and all of that is starting to manifest. We're really starting to see a lot of change. I'm pretty sure people that have seen my videos before that were then skeptical are probably now going back and be like, yo, she was probably right. So what do we do now? Is a very loaded question. What do we do now? So much has changed, and things are looking a little scary for the most part. But what we are doing is we're seeing progression happening. Again, so many people have woken up, like they're finally seeing the light, like, hey, we're being played, yo, this ain't right. The politicians and the people behind this that have orchestrated everything, they're really now being put under a microscope. So the people that were fast asleep before are now starting to wake up and be like, yo, So yeah, we're still yet to see a grand awakening. And even though a big chunk of humanity has finally woken up, here in 2022. There are going to be so many events that happen and transpire this year that are going to wake up basically the remaining folks, or intend to. So that means that we're going to have to undergo a serious transformation and all sorts of things in 2022. But this is really going to start to kickstart this plan of where we need to be as society. So in a nutshell, how I see 2022 going, and this energy will be picking up probably in the next couple of weeks. So today is January the 11th, 2022. Let's do that here. And I really feel like in the next couple of weeks, we are really going to start to see the beginning of what's going to start happening, okay? So what I see happening also, and you may or may not be surprised, but I really feel like our pandemic situation is coming to an end. Not only is that a psychic prediction, but it's also some giveaways that you have to be paying attention to as well. First of all, you have to pay attention to the signs of what these directors and politicians are saying. So pay attention to their words, because basically every time they talk or give speeches, or there's like news articles or something, there's always a hint in there as to what's happening next. So they're telling us what's happening before they do it. And that's been shown time after time after time if you've been paying attention. They always tell you what they're going to do before they do it. And essentially, it's a psychological trick that they're using on us. So essentially, when they state what they're doing and they make it relatively obvious, and for those who are not paying attention, you're essentially giving away your consent for them to continue this behavior. This is something that has been done in secret societies, especially like when you understand the law of energy and what you put out in the universe, the law of attraction, that kind of thing. You know that also karma is a thing, you know? So they adhere to some very strict rules, because these people are also kind of tied in with darker energy groups as well. And so they know exactly what they're doing. And that's something that we need to be paying attention to. So again, they're in the process of ending this pandemic. Now, most people would be like, yay, pandemic's going to end. Awesome, we can move forward with our lives. Yeah, no. They have something else planned after that. And what keeps showing up repeatedly with me is ultimate chaos. So that is my cat having a sneezing fit. Oh. You guys see that? Anyway, yeah, so like I said, people are probably excited about the idea of this pandemic ending, but again, like I said, there's going to be a lot more to come. These people want ultimate control and power, and just remember that everything, yeah, that's my cat again. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's my cat. Sorry. Oh, that's too funny. I'm gonna totally leave that in this video because that's pretty funny. She has sneezing fits. It's crazy. Yeah, going back to what I was saying before. So they want the ultimate power and control, but not only that, but one of their main agendas is population control. And so because not enough people are dying after the jabs, they have a next move in order to take down more people. One thing that we have to remind ourselves during this process, because I know that as I continue to talk about this, a lot of you guys may feel quite fearful. And I don't want people to be in fear. That's the thing. Like, these situations have to happen in order to fully wake up humanity. And it's going to be the ass kicking of a lifetime. But the thing is that what doesn't kill us is going to make us stronger. And just know, death is not an ending, it is a new beginning. And we are going to see a lot of losses in the coming years. It's not going to be an easy road. And I really hate to say that. And again, it's not about fear, but it's like, you guys need to know what's going to happen. And it's going to be a very painful journey for a lot of people. But again, this is going to be something that makes us stronger as a collective and helps us grow and to fully awaken. This is going to be the awakening of a lifetime, everybody. Like, so many changes are going to happen. And when I try to tune in, especially, I just see, and it's funny, I never saw this before. Like 2021, I told you all, like, okay, these are the events that are going to play out, but it was like relatively kind of chillish. It wasn't like overwhelming, you know. I never really got that sense. I was like, okay, it's going to be better than 2020. It's not going to be a huge improvement, but it's going to have improvements. There's going to be some really good things that come out of that year, even though it wasn't perfect. I'm not saying it was easy by any means, but again, oh my God, now she's coughing up a hairball. What is wrong with this cat? Are you broken? It's like I'm trying to film a video. All right, hopefully that keeps this experience light a little bit. I have a hacking and sneezing cat in the background. What are you gonna do? God has a sense of humor. So anyway, yeah, so comparatively speaking to what I saw in 2020, in 2021, it's gonna be wild. Again, I just feel like we're going to enter a time period here very soon where we're not going to be able to get a break from what's going to be happening. So it's like an event happens, and then another one happens, and another one happens. It hits us repeatedly, because I see things just happening from all different angles. Some good things, but some bad things. And it's almost kind of like, in a metaphorical sense, it's like we really start to see that war of good versus evil. So almost very biblical in the way, and how I'm seeing this playing out. I'm literally seeing this as like a battle of good versus evil. So the light and the dark, they're going to be forces that finally join each other, which is again going to create such a beautiful awakening even more, you know. And it's like freaking Star Wars. Like, and the reason why I say it's like Star Wars, by the way, is because there's going to be a lot of interesting things that also play out in the sense of like what we thought to be sci-fi. And I'm telling you, like, the alien phenomenon is going to explode this year. I really feel like it's going to be talked about this year in a very significant way. So 2020 was that year where, okay, aliens are showing up. 2021, yeah, aliens are still here, but we're not really talking about it. 2022 is when people are going to really start talking about it again. Not only that, but our governments are going to talk about it. And I'm feeling there's a possibility of an invasion scenario, but like, I don't feel like this is something that you guys should trust, okay? A lot of people are going to be very confused here. But here's the thing, with this scenario, I'm getting this between 2 different years. So it could start this year, and there could be a lot of stuff that comes out around that, or between this year, 2022 and 2024. So I feel like it could happen within that time span, but I want to say that there's a very good likelihood of that happening this year. Do feel a lot of like alien like energy taking place. But that's also seeming to almost like be because I think we're going to see an influx of UFOs and stuff around aliens. But then when it comes to an alien invasion, it may be fake. So just pay attention to that. But then I also feel that we're going to see more of these sightings because they know what we have planned. And the plans are not good. The plans feel very warlike. And I do get the sense that there could very well be a start of a war. And I hate to say, but it could very well be a World War III scenario. Let's hope to God it's not, but it could probably be pretty devastating. I'm also seeing EMP attacks. I'm seeing cyber attacks. I'm seeing our monetary system being hacked. I say that in quotations. Why? So we are going to see a lot of that. Y'all need to move your money. You need to take out your money. It cannot be in bank accounts. I have to figure out what I need to do with my money, probably put it in a credit union. But remember, I warned you guys about that in 2020. So if you've been following me this whole time, you know, I warned you that in 2020. I feel like this could very well be the year when they really start to push the button, basically. Yeah, so power outages, food shortages, gas shortages. I see gas prices going up to $8, $9, $10 a gallon. Natural disasters are going to be really, really rough. I don't know why I see an image of like a giant windmill or wind turbine, and I see it being knocked over. This might mean something, could have something to do with like really strong winds, maybe an actual wind turbine actually gets knocked over. I don't know, but like it was just a weird vision. It feels like in a dry area, so maybe the desert somewhere, or there could be some sort of metaphor behind that vision. So just FYI. Yes, so weather is going to be very difficult, very, very hot summers. This winter is also going to really start to pick up when it comes to storms, blizzards, all that sort of things. Pay attention to what's happening in other countries, because like I feel like paying attention to what's happening in other countries is going to be very important for us in order to prepare us for what to expect here. And the media is going to distract you from wanting to know what's going on in other countries, because I don't feel like they're really going to cover it. But I feel like this is something that we all need to pay attention to. So going to alternative media sources and finding out, okay, what's happening. So that's going to be important. I see a lot of whistleblowing. I do feel like there's going to be a lot that comes out as far as whistleblowing is concerned, and people actually finally getting to know the truth about things. I see more people being exposed. Fauci is gonna have a rough year. Let's just put it that way. He's gonna have a rough year. I do see a lot of people getting sick. Especially after the jabs, we're going to start to see cancer rates climb, autoimmune conditions. We're going to also note some really weird phenomenon. We're going to see how this is actually changing people's DNAs. Again, extraterrestrials will be the theme of 2022 and 2023 especially. There's going to be things that really shake our reality that we never thought was possible. We're gonna literally start to feel like we're living in a weird sci-fi dystopian movie. We're just gonna leap in this whole new era. It's like, I wanna say, like, it hasn't quite started yet, but it's in the process of shifting to this new energy. pretty soon, maybe within the next couple of months, I just feel like the vibe of the year is really going to change. It's weird because I almost kind of feel like a correlation between 2022 and the 80s. Make that make sense? Yeah, I don't know why. I get something, I don't know. It's going to probably have an 80s vibe. You know how the 80s were weird, right? Like a bunch of shit, aliens and ghosts and sci-fi movies and all that stuff. That was really a thing in the 80s. So who knows? Who knows? But, oh, change of power. I really do feel like Joe Biden I don't see him lasting till the end of 2022. I feel like any day now, like it could be any day. That dude is gone. I feel like there's just going to be a lot of confusion around who steps in first, because like I don't feel like it's Kamala necessarily, like in the sense that she's going to stay. She doesn't feel permanent, and again, I told you guys that in prior videos. I don't feel permanent energy around Kamala. Something's going to swap out, so like they might have her up in line to take over Joe's place, but feels weird. Yeah, don't be surprised if something with regards to Hillary Clinton is correlated with new administration. So that's a possibility. Something about malls. I don't know. Like I get maybe more like malls in other countries or something like that. I'm seeing shootings. We're going to see a lot of protests happening all over the world. Full-scale revolutions, guys. Ooh, and China. There's a lot to do with China here. A lot of unrest in China, and also feeling like this is going to be participating in this war. Russia as well. Like I said, there's just so much to go over. I'm pretty sure that I could create an hour video of this based off of all of this information that I'm getting. But I kind of want to leave this under 30 minutes. People start to get bored after a little while. You know, so I don't want to, you know, you get what I'm saying. Anyway, so yeah, like I said, there's just going to be so many changes that happen on the planet, one by one, and it's going to be hard. But one thing to remember is that, again, these things do need to happen in order to invoke change. We got to change the world somehow, and unfortunately being all peace and kumbaya isn't working. And we really need a rude awakening, because sadly not enough people are awakened yet. And so, like I said, in order to get them to that point, you know, there is going to have to be some events that take place that are going to really have to shake people awake. But granted, I want to just throw that out there too, is that like during the past few months, and also starting especially in November in 2021, after the lunar eclipse, it actually sparked a great awakening again. So very similar to what happened in 2020, but this is kind of like a revision of it, almost like extra upgrades, guys. A lot of people have been feeling them, ear ringing, head pressure, having just weird experiences, and also really getting in touch with our higher selves. The awakenings have been huge and amazing, and I went through them myself, and I'm still in the process of going through them, and this energy is not going to shift for a little while longer. But this is actually a good thing, because this is actually created, well, we were in the process of a time slip between the 3D and the 5D, the paradigms. 3D is going to be that lower vibrational energy, and the 5D is going to be a higher vibrational energy. The people that have gone through the spiritual awakenings over these past few months or in 2020, they're going to be able to ascend to this new reality that is in the process of being created. And a lot of people are even feeling it. They feel like this disconnect with reality or society, like things don't seem real, like we're living in a matrix now. So many people are describing this sensation, and it's not people just being nuts, it's people really having this experience. People are feeling like reality is shifting in a very weird way. People are literally feeling these energies. And so that's exactly where we're moving into. We're moving into that 5D paradigm. And that is our safety bubble, because what is going to be happening in the 3D, even though there will be a ripple effect into the 5D reality, we will be unaffected by it. So we've basically been chosen to be safe from the events that are about to transpire in the 3D. This is very much in sync with also what the Bible was explaining, you know, like basically the rapture, you know, that's kind of what this is, but it's not to one particular group of people. It's people who are conscious, who are awake, who are good of heart. It's not just for, like I said, one group of people. It's for a collective group of people that have good hearts and who are awake and who are in touch with the universe and their higher selves. They are going to be the one to ascend to this 5D reality. And there will be more opportunities to come in order to get 3D to also wake up to that higher level of consciousness. But it's a choice, it's a decision that they are going to have to make. So that's what this awakening is. It's like whoever's behind this is basically trying to save as many people as possible. You know, it's not a plan to destroy humanity or the world. It's a plan to save it. And it's going to be a situation where we'll be the survival of the fittest. So those that choose not to awaken, to align themselves with these new energies, unfortunately, they will not be able to make it. And I'm sure a lot of people will probably be angry watching this and be like, oh, you're a crazy person and you don't know what you're talking about and you need psychological help and blah, blah, blah. That's fine. You don't have to listen to me. You don't have to listen to me. I'm not like a religious person, but you know, the story of Noah is a really great story, mostly because it has such a good moral behind it. And you know, the dude, you know, God contacted the guy and he's like, yo, Noah, so I'm gonna be flooding the earth. I'm just gonna be like starting from scratch again. So yeah, just like you gotta warn people, and we're gonna build this big ass boat and we're gonna put a bunch of animals in it. Bro, but I need you to like, you know, God, some people, because I don't wanna kill them all. That's fucked up. But you know, if you're not gonna, you know, participate in this, like, you know, well, it's your loss, right? So Noah's like, yo, dudes, God's just gonna drown y'all. He's gonna drown y'all, and I built a boat, and you are more than welcome to hop on this boat with me, and we will be saved, and it'll be all cool. And they're like, oh, dude, you're a fucking conspiracy theorist. What are you even talking about? God's gonna destroy the earth. Okay. And that was what they were. You see the comparison? It's a great story, like I said. Cognitive dissonance, it's been a thing even back in the Bible. So I'm just saying, those dudes died. They were like, no. And then, you know, like, you know, he would find like this stranded guy on a rock. He's like, dude, no, I'm so sorry, bro. I fucked up. Like, you gotta save me now. And then he's like, dude, I warned you. I'm sorry. Bye. It's just me and my homies now. You lost out. So that's what's going to happen. Just something to think about. You know, in the off chance that I could be right, maybe, I mean, it wouldn't take too much to go out of your way to make some changes. Anyway, I'm going to end this video. So again, like I said, if you want more up-to-date predictions, you can follow me on Instagram at It's Your Universe, or you can follow me on Facebook, It's Your Universe. I will put the links here. And then as well as follow me on TikTok as well, because I put micro predictions on there too. It's kind of like a fun little thing. Anyway, It's Your Universe. Just follow me, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And hopefully you guys gain some insight from this. Much love to you all. And you can book a reading with me too at itsyouruniverse.com. Bye.